Pokemon Pocket is a trading card simulator released about 2 weeks ago. It was released with the simplicity of the Pokemon trading card game using energy costs and using basic effects and supporters and item cards, but it's a whole lot less complex than the actual trading card game where you'll see different maneuvers and abilities that occur. You'll see in this following gameplay footage that I'm using with Pikachu EX that it is quite a simple trading card game experience, that the mechanics in it is very simple, and you'll end up developing some skills that could be useful for playing in the actual Pokemon trading card TCG if you do end up getting involved with it. The mechanics and the core base is still there. The differences between obviously the TCG and the Pokemon Pocket is that you will find that Pokemon Pocket does only have you draw less cards, you have less basics, you don't have a thing called prize cards, you have points. Prize cards are inaccessible cards that you're not able to access until you knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you'll notice in Pokemon Pocket that you will get points for knocking out an opponent's Pokemon. But in the Pokemon TCG, if you end up taking if you take a knockout, you'll get a prize card or two, depending on the Pokemon that you knock out. If it's an EX Pokemon, you do take two prize cards, similarly to what you do in Pokemon Pocket, and you'll find that experience does have the similarities involved with it too. The differences with the energy is that in this game you have an energy pile, so you attach the energy from your energy stack of sorts, and then you can attach once per turn to your Pokemon. The difference between that and the Pokemon trading card game is that energy is its own different card type, and you only can access one energy per turn unless you have an ability used for your deck. So similar to the Gardevoir that's used in Pokemon Pocket that allows you to attach an extra psychic energy from your energy zone to your psychic Pokemon, you'll find that in the Pokemon trading card game there are a lot of Pokemon that are able to do a similar effect, but it's instead of going from your energy zone, they can go from your hand where you'll have energy cards, or go from your deck where you'll obviously have energy cards too. What you'll find inside this gameplay footage is the Pikachu EX deck, and you'll find that this is my first game using the Pikachu EX deck, but I've already developed the concepts and skills to beat most of the opponents that I end up playing. The Pikachu deck is quite an aggressive deck, and you want to generally make it so your prize trade is quite effective by making sure that you stay in front with their points, and you've worked out what Pokemon you're planning on knocking out throughout the game. You'll see as I'm doing this recording of the video and throughout the gameplay that I do, that I'm constantly thinking about which Pokemon I'm going to take the knockouts on and which Pokemon I'm going to need to work out to end up defeating the opponent's Pokemon. Anyway, enjoy the gameplay footage, and please like and subscribe the video if you want more content that's similar to this. TCG before, I'm quite competitive at it, and yeah, we'll see how we go with the next game. This game's obviously a lot simpler than the TCG. It involves a lot less mechanics and a lot less, a lot less mechanics and a lot less involvement with it. Okay, I've got Petrant, and Pikachu. I'm going second. I think I just want the Petrant out active, because I don't really want my Pikachu to be taking damage. Okay, let's start the battle. They do have red cards, so it probably is important to be playing down all my basics that I can to start the game. A skill in the TCG is just not play down your basics until you need to. So quite often when games are being played, won't put down all your basics until you've got what you need out. Okay, Zapdos. 20. Okay, I'll play down my Pikachu. Play down my Zapdos. I'm going to attach to my Pikachu because I feel like that will be the strongest card to be using in this matchup, and I think I'm just going to use these two as my attacking Pokemon throughout this game, and I'll leave the Pincharon as the active. I'm going to red card him just to reduce down the likelihood of them evolving that Pokemon, and pass the turn over to them because they're not going to be able to do too much this following turn. X Speed's an interesting card because in the TCG, Switch is quite a commonly used card. And it means that you can just switch your Pokemon with your bench Pokemon rather than just reduce down a single retreat cost. But by the mechanics of this game, just simply having the extra retreat is quite strong. I'm not too sure what they're going to attach this lightning energy to. Maybe Zapdos? Yeah, they're attaching to the Zapdos. So I've still got 2 turns before I've got anything to worry about. Hopefully I can draw into another lightning Pokemon so I can KO this Hello Sick. Oh, so I need a X Speed and a Basic. Didn't draw either of them. I've got the X Speed, but I don't have a Basic that I can use. If I use Sabrina, it'll make them send out a Pokemon, so it's possible they may send out their Zapdos. I feel like it's going to be Blitzel though. Just see what ends up coming from it. It's best when you're using supporters like this to not reveal your hand, so then they can assume but not know what you're going to be doing. So since I just didn't reveal that I have the X Speed, that means that the opponent sent out the Zapdos rather than sending out the Blitzel, so I'm going to be able to do a 2-2 into it. If they potion, I'm not too concerned because I'll be able to still knock it out with the extra with the weakness damage that I inflicted on him. So they'll need to get 2 potions to be able to feel like they're safe, but I do have the Giovanni in hand, which means that will take the knockout. So I think they're going to feel like they're relatively safe here, so they won't end up retreating, and then they're going to end up getting a knockout. I'm getting knocked out through it, and then there'll be a concede happening very shortly afterwards. Drawing the Basic obviously means that I don't even need to worry about that. And I feel like there's going to be a concession in a very short amount of time. So Pikachu takes a knockout, I get my 2 points, and then they'll end up either just conceding or they'll send out another Pokemon and I can just KO whatever they send out. Yep, there's a concession. Okay, going into the third game, we'll see what the opponent has. It's important to make sure you press the thanks for the game because it does allow the opponent, allow you or your opponent to get extra tickets. Obviously, it's best just to do that, just then we can add some more money into the economy for people to participate and get in further into the game. I'm gonna start up the third game. Pikachu is one of the strongest decks, so if you have a look on the Limitless pages for most recent competitions, Pikachu and Zapdos is one of the dominating decks. I am using most of the cards from the more powerful decks, but I am missing a few key cards for that, for the particular decks that always are winning. Okay, my opponent conceded. I'm not too sure why they would have done that, but maybe they saw that I don't know. I'm just gonna give them thanks because once again, give as many opponents as you can thanks because it will allow more funds to go into the game. Let's go into our next round. The difference between Pokemon Pocket, just from my initial games that I've played, the 3, it seems like the games are a lot quicker. In the TCG, even on the online client, the games can go for around 15 to 20 minutes. If you're playing physically, some games can go up to go around 30, 35, even 40 minutes. Looking at this hand, I'm thinking I'm just going to play the Blitzel as the active and then Pikachu onto the bench. I don't want to take any extra damage than what I need to with the Pikachu because it's ultimately just the best way to stay safe. Looks like I'm playing against a Relt, so I'm assuming that's going to be Mewtwo that I'll be playing against. So I'm going second. Okay. I thought I was going second. Sure. I'll red card them just to reduce down their hand by one. Hopefully that can impact on what they need to draw into. And then I'm going to end my turn. I thought I was going second, but it looks like I was going first. Hopefully just simply using the red card has reduced down their hand of, whatever Pokemon they were looking at keeping, or making it a little bit less consistent for them. Play down the Mewtwo. And they're attaching an energy and probably going to pass. Yep. Okay, I've got a Zapdos EX. I want to play down my Zapdos. I feel like it's probably best to power up the Pikachu for this, since it's a lot cheaper to power up. And then I'm going to end my turn. They'll get to Mewtwo's attack very shortly. I hope I draw into a basic, because if I draw into a basic, it means I can take out the Curlier before they're able to get to the Mewtwo stage. Otherwise, I am in a little bit of trouble. Okay, Pokeball, that gets me a basic, so I'm going to be able to use X speed, Pokeball and retreat, which means the Mewtwo will only be able to deal 50 to my Pikachu initially, and I'll be able to then I'll be able to get onto the Curlier quite easily. So I'm going to use this X speed, I'm going to retreat into my Pikachu. Take out the Curlier, the Mewtwo has a 4 energy attack cost, so they're not going to be able to use it this following turn. They'll only be able to deal 50 damage. I'll then attach another energy to my other Pikachu, and then for them, they'll take out my Pikachu and I'll take out their Mewtwo. I don't feel like there's any other play that this opponent's going to be able to do to defend against that. Okay, they're playing down for us as research, so it's possible they could draw into another single point Pokemon, but we'll see. Okay, they're just attaching, and I think they're just going to deal 50 to me. Okay, this turn I'm just going to attach to my... actually, I'm going to use Professor's Research, draw some cards first to see what I get. I'm assuming it's just going to be attached to my Pikachu and then attack them. I will use the potion just because I don't really think I'm going to need it very much throughout this game anyway, and it means that if I do get red carded, I'm going to be able to draw decently enough to not have to worry about it. Their Mewtwo's down to 60 health, so if they use the attack, they'll take out my Pikachu, then I'll take out them. If they use a potion and a red card, it's possible they could end up surviving, but we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with it. If they don't have a red card, it's just if they don't have a potion and a red card, it's just simply I just send out Pikachu and win the next following turn. Yep. They take 2 points. Then I'm going to send out my Pikachu. It can already deal 60 damage because of just having 2 benched lightning Pokemon. So I'm just going to send out Pikachu, attach an energy, and then do the circle circuit to knock out the Mewtwo. Oops, I accidentally forgot to send thanks. Okay, searching for another opponent. Once again, probably just going to be relatively simple in terms of the strategy that I need to play out. Okay, possible they're playing a Pikachu deck since they've got a Pikachu out as their thing. It says I'm going second, so we'll see if that's actually the case, because last time I believe that I had this going second, but I ended up going first. I don't have any basics, so hopefully they don't red card me this following turn, because then I will end up having to lose my Pokeball that's here. Okay, they've got a Charmander Vulpix. Possible they just may end up just ending their turn. Pokeball, that's fine. Gets them a basic. It's strange that it doesn't show which basic they end up getting. Just find that a little bit unusual. Okay, I'm going to use Professor's Research, draw 2 cards. The reason why I'm using Research first is because I want to try and draw into basics first. I didn't draw into a basic, unfortunately, so we'll just have to see what the next card is. Get Zapdos EX. Zapdos is quite strong for this, but I feel like I just want to attach the Pikachu and then pass the turn over to them. No, I'm gonna attach the Zapdos and then use X speed and deal a little bit of damage, just because I'm a little bit concerned about the I'm just a little bit concerned about not drawing into any more basics, because I've got a bunch of trainers in my hand. It's a relatively weak hand. I'll use the pack onto the Charmander and then see what happens next. Okay, they've got a Charmeleon. Charizard has a 3 energy attack cost, so I'm not too concerned about getting attacked by the Charizard. Charmeleon can't really do too much to me. Them healing isn't really a big issue either, because I'll be able to attach the extra energies to the Zapdos. Zebra Striker, that's not very useful. Attach a Lightning to my Zapdos, and I think it's just going to be packing again. I don't think that's it's very relevant damage anyway, because Charizard I think has 190 health. Okay, they didn't have the energy to attach, which is not ideal for them, obviously. Not particularly impressed with this hand that's here, but I'm hoping that I can get, if I get 3 heads, it's basically over for the, it's basically over. No. 3 tails, that's the opposite at least. But we'll just have to wait and see what they end up getting with their one. If they only get, yeah, it should be relatively safe, because they're taking a bit of damage just simply through the Zapdos. So they'll end up flipping the 3 coins. If they get 3 heads, then I'm in a bit of trouble, but if they don't, I'm not too concerned. Let's see, because since I got 3 tails, maybe they can get 3 heads and be a lot luckier. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so they got 2 heads, so that means they're just getting 2 onto the Charizard, which means that I should still have enough gas in the tank to end up taking them out. I'll attach it to my Pikachu on the bench. They have 2 cards in their hand, not really concerned about that. I'll use my Thundering Hurricane. Now I should be fine. That would have been good the last turn. I would have basically summed up the game already, but sure, that's fine. They're going to send out the Charizard, that'll just deal 60 damage. I'll see what ends up happening with my next draw. If I get a basic, I can just use Sabrina, send out one of their basics, and then win the game the following turn. So it's a guaranteed win if I get another basic. If not, I'm gonna have to just try and use Zapdos EX to knock it out, which probably wouldn't then be the play. I'd probably want to just try and hit into the Charizard. They didn't attack for some reason, but this basically ends the game. So I send out Blitzel, I use Sabrina, I play Lightning onto my Pikachu. onto my Pikachu, retreat my Zapdos, send out my Pikachu that has both energies, and I deal 90 damage to that Pokemon and knock it out. So this Pikachu deck is quite strong. I'd definitely recommend, if you are planning on starting out with your ladder journey, to use this deck. In the TCG as well, using basics is the most consistent way to win, even though evolutions will have higher health and higher damage output. Because if you're more consistent in setting up and participating in the game, then you're a lot more likely to win the game that's there. Okay, let's go into another round. Okay, opponent's been found. Looks like this person's had quite a few games since they're level 23. Or it's possible they've been playing since the New Zealand expansion. Okay, I'm going first. I'm just going to send out the Blitzer because it's my only basic that I have. There's not really anything interesting in this hand. I'd love to have another basic. They're playing a Pikachu deck as well. That Pikachu card looks very nice. Okay, I'm probably just going to pass it over to them. I don't really have anything to do here. Okay, I'm going to end my turn. Okay, they're just attaching to the Pikachu. And they're probably just going to pass it over to me. Yep. Okay, so they just got a basic, so I'm going to red card just to reduce down the likelihood of them being able to knock me out. I don't have very much going for me at the moment, so I'm going to touch the Blitzel. I'm thinking about just sending out that other Pikachu because I don't really... because I won't have another play for the following turn anyway. Could hopefully slow them down by using it. So I'm going to use Sabrina. I'll send out the Pikachu will get sent out. I'm going to then deal 30 to the Pikachu EX. Because reducing it down to 90 means that it's within range of my Pikachu EX. Unfortunately, this isn't the best field setup for me. And it's quite possible they may end up winning just this turn simply anyway, because if they get another basic and then they have a X speed, they just win, because I'll be able to deal 90 damage to my Zebra Striker. Okay, so they got the basic with Pokeball. Show me the X speed. Which they have, and then they will pick up the game. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but you know, sometimes that's just the way it is. Draw into cards that aren't too useful. Obviously I did the best play that I could with this setup, but there's not much that can be done about it. And they take the win. Once again, that's showing the power of Pikachu because it worked against me that time. It was quite strong. It is quite strong to be playing against. Okay, so I'm going to go into another round. Okay. I've got a basic this time, and I've got a Pokeball, which is very strong, and I've got the Professor's Research, which is a unbelievably strong card in this game. Okay, they've got Ekans that's going out. It's my opponent's turn first. Okay, once again, I'm going to use Professor's Research because I want to get as many basics as I can for the field, so I'm not going to use the Pokeball to start with. I'm going to use Professor's Research to draw my cards, and then Pokeball the following bit. Okay, potion, Zebra Striker, not very useful for me. Okay, I'm going to play down my Pokeball, get a Zapdos, and I'm just going to play down the Zapdos and I'll put an energy onto the Zapdos. Okay, they can deal 20 damage, so I'll just let them deal the damage. I don't know how much damage Arbok deals though. Okay, Pokeball. Got me Pikachu, which is very strong. I much prefer using Pikachu rather than Zapdos, so I'm going to play down Pikachu. I'll attach a lightning to my Pikachu. I'm going to use the potion just to be safe. I don't really want to take a risk of my Pikachu, my Petrant dying, because then I can't deal 60 with the Pikachu. Okay, they're attaching an energy, and I think it doesn't seem like they're doing very much, so it's possible they might just end up using Bard Heal again. Yep, so they're just dealing 20 to my Pincurant. I'm going to use X attach to Pikachu, use energy, attach energy. I'm going to use X speed, send out Pikachu, and then get the knockout onto it. Okay, retreat, send out my Pikachu. I'll take the knock onto the Ekans, and then we'll see what their next turn's like. Okay, sending out Ekans. Using the Zebra Striker means that I could be able to snipe the bench if I need to, so it's so it's quite likely that I'm going to just be attaching to Blitzel. Oh, they've conceded. Seems like they got a little bit unlucky with their draws. Okay. Sending thanks. Hopefully they send thanks as well to get more rewards that is available. Once again, send out another battle. Okay, I'm going second. Doesn't really matter too much. It's not too big a difference for me. I do have Professor's Research, which is very useful for me. I'm going to just send out the Pincurant because it's my only basic. And I'll see what they end up sending out. If they only put out one basic, I'm going to red card them because it will mean that their hand, they end up losing a few cards. No. Okay, so it looks like they're using a Lieutenant Surge sort of deck. Three basics already, wow, okay. Alright, I've got Zebra Striker, not very useful right now. I'm going to use Professor's Research. Hopefully I draw into something useful. No, that's alright. Touch this. Can I attach my lightning to my Pincurant and then see what ends up happening for it, because I might have to just go for the coin flips with the Thundershock to help to stall for a few turns. Okay, they're drawing into another two cards. I've already got both Professor's Research, which is very strong. And an Evolution. Okay. Zapdos EX. Play down my Zapdos. Play down Blitzel. I'm going to attach my Lightning to my Pincurant. It's quite likely that they're setting up for the X speed play, so I'm going to use my red card on them. And hopefully I get a heads anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. use Giovanni. Gives an extra 10 damage, so I'll be able to take the knockout onto the Electabuzz. They're going to send out the Pikachu. They do have basic switches, which will be able to knock it out, so I'm going to end up doing... My play is going to be deal 30 to the Pikachu, and then I'm going to use my Pikachu to take out their Pikachu. So they're going to send out their Pikachu. They'll then... I think I'm going to have to use my Pikachu this turn. Yeah, I'm going to have to use my Pikachu this turn. I would prefer using Blitzel, but if they potion the Pikachu, then it's a bit of an issue. If I use my Pikachu now, it means that I can use it again, obviously, to attack if I need to. Fortunately, not having the extra bench Pokemon does hurt a little bit, but we'll hopefully end up having another basic coming through. Okay, they're attaching to Voltorb. Possible they're just going to retreat. Okay, they're dealing 90. Okay, Sabrina. Oh no, I just take the knockout. Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to put the thanks through.